So, I think I'm hitting a little bit of a reading slump. I recently read Home Before Dark by Riley Sager, and I really, 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 really like this book. Like, I gave it 4.5 stars. The only thing I didn't really love was the ending, but other than that, I loved this book. It was amazing. And then I finished Kiss of Deception, and I also very much enjoyed this book. I gave it 4 stars, but this is fantasy. This is thriller, spooky ghost book. So they're kind of different, and I think this one kind of put me in the mood to read something spooky. So then, this is a part of a series. This is the first book in a series. So when I started reading the second book, I'm not sure if I'm just not in the mood for the book or if I don't like the book. Nonetheless, I'm not excited to read it. I feel like skimming through the whole book. I don't want to read it. So I feel like I shouldn't. But because I thought that I was in a spooky mood, I started Haunting of Hill House. I didn't realize that the writing in this was a little bit odd. Not odd, it's just confusing for me. Like, I don't really understand what's going on. The only book that I'm in the mood for is my audiobook, and I'm listening to Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. And it's romance, and I'm not in the mood for romance. That's the thing. Like, I'm listening to an audiobook that's romance, and I love it. It's so good. I just want to keep listening to it. But I cannot imagine like reading like a physical book, like reading a romance right now. Like, I can't do it. So you and me are gonna get out of this potential reading slump together. Okay, so here I have some of my books that I have not read. Actually, a few of these I've read. So I've read these that are on the stool, but like, don't mind that because it's a mess currently, or like nothing matches currently, but it's okay. There might be like a few somewhere here. Like, I've read The Secret History, The Maidens, and I've read all of these books as well. And these are my new books that were in my book haul. If you didn't see that, then it's up on my channel. And oh, this I have read. It's The Cause of the Problem. So where is Six of Crows? I want to put this together. Oh my god, it's there. I don't know how, this is always a struggle. I don't have a bookshelf, as you can see. Clearly, they're all on my floor. So this is always a little bit of a struggle getting books in and out of here. But anyway, so it's getting a little dark. So I had to get creative with the lighting. So sorry about that. It does not look dark outside, but I guarantee it is. Okay, so this is what we know. We know I'm in a fantasy mood. I cannot read a romance unless it's fantasy romance. We'll keep thrillers and options. So fantasy and thriller, no romance, no literary fiction right now. Daisy Darker. Okay. Daisy Darker. Well, okay, we'll take that as an option. Okay. I might be able to read Douglas. What? Daisy Darker. Six of Crows, I was very intrigued to start. But then one of my friends told me that it's hard to get into. Like, you just kind of have to binge the first like 100 pages. Instead of like reading a few chapters at once, and I'm not sure if I can do that right now, so I'm not gonna start Six of Crows. Oh, Kingdom of the Wicked, that's interesting. Okay, let's take it out. Yeah, see, this is a nightmare. Why did I decide to do a book wall? I mean, I know why, because where else am I gonna put the books, but sometimes I really question my logistics. The lighting is really bad. I'm really sorry, but this is the reality of filming after August in Northern Europe. So what do I kind of like weirdly want to read? The Selection series. No. Twisted Love. I'm not in the mood for a romance. We've established this. So over here I have Priory of the Orange Tree, but it's just, I don't think that there's romance in there. And somebody said that it's Lord of the Rings, or no, what did they say? Feminist Lord of the Rings. And I just don't think that that's what I'm in the mood for. Not the feminist part, but the Lord of the Rings part. So we're gonna put her back in the pile. I have She Who Became the Sun. No. Okay, so Gothicana. Okay. And also Belladonna. Okay, so 2 purple books. Also, by the way, if anybody was wondering, this is Gunnar. His hair is a little crazy today, but it's okay. He's my librarian. We have some choices now. Gothicana by Runix or not sure. So I'm guessing I know it's gothic horror type of thing. There's a quote from it. If this is madness, she whispers almost against his lips, drown me in it. I'm sold. This is a strong contender. I think it's a forbidden romance, age gap, dark academia, gothic, fantasy. Oh my god. Now all of the rest of them seem boring. Okay. Belladonna by Adeline Grace, which is again gothic. Okay. It sounds good, but I don't think this is what I need right now. So we're gonna put her aside. I mean, I feel like we know where this is gonna go. Nonetheless, Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. This is giving very much like Knives Out. I do like that. Okay, she is a contender. Now my two options are Daisy Darker and Gothicana. Which one do I want to read more or first? Gothicana. Great, glad we established that. So I will start with this book, DNF Heart of Betrayal and Hill House probably. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So it's actually a whole 3 days later or 2 days later. It's a Monday and the last clip that I filmed was on a Friday. So you can really tell I'm in a slump. So I've read one chapter of Gothicana. It's like the prologue, which is quite literally just this. I have like we're not gonna, whatever. It's time to start this because I need to get out of this slump. It's not even a potential slump anymore. It's a full-on slump. Oh, also, I did my nails yesterday, but I started too late and I didn't have time to finish. Well, I did have time to finish, but I was too tired and I didn't want to finish. So these are the nails. I'll finish these later on today. So I also have my ghost mug, my little spooky mug. And now I'm gonna start reading. Okay, so I have now read up until like the page or chapter 10 and I haven't updated you before because not much has happened, honestly. I've been listening to the playlist, which is really good for the book. Like I mean, it's made by the author, so it makes sense, but it like really matches the book, which I enjoy. Jesper. He wants to like go to the closet for some reason. Like he doesn't want out of the room, he wants inside of the closet. So yeah, the playlist is made by the author and it's really good for like the book. Like it sets the vibe perfectly and I'm really enjoying listening to the playlist while I'm reading. But yeah, honestly, not much has happened. Just Corvina, the main girl, has like learned about the school and like what's been happening there and made some friends. And she's had a few lessons with the teacher. I thought that was going to be an age gap, but it's not. She's 21, about to turn 22 in like a matter of days or something, and he's 28. So I mean, I guess technically it's an age gap, but not like anything crazy. So both in their 20s, very much giving Wednesday. Like the vibes are exactly like Wednesday if Wednesday was like more adult, because Wednesday is obviously like more like young adult vibes, but like if Wednesday was more outgoing and had a relationship with her teacher. But one thing I have noticed though so far is that it kind of feels like there's like this like weird attraction that they both have. Like they just like kind of like they just have to have each other. It's like this possessive need. I mean, I am reading a dark romance, but it's kind of like when you're reading a dark romance and you don't think. I just kind of forgot that I'm reading a dark romance. So when the dark hit, I was like, oh, okay. So it's quite a while later now and I've been reading this book for like 2 hours and I'm a bit over halfway and I don't know yet. I'm not sure. Like it's definitely getting me out of my reading slump and I'm like eager to pick it up and read and like I want to read. So it's doing the job that I wanted it to do. But I think I wasn't ready for a dark romance. Like I knew it was dark romance, but definitely not like a super dark romance. But if you're like used to just like fluffy cotton candy romances, it's definitely on the darker side. mixed feelings. I just finished work. It's literally so dark outside right now because it's raining and everything. I have like 30 pages left and there's still so much that I don't know what's happening. Like, is it all gonna resolve in this, or is this gonna be a series? No, this is one book. I am so nervous. What's gonna happen? I am loving this though. I am loving. After I got into like the mindset of like I am reading a dark romance, like it's not like a fluffy cotton candy, like sweet little honey pie type of deal. Now I am loving it. After I got used to like the language and like the way that they're speaking and everything. Like, I don't know why. Like I knew that I was reading a dark romance, and then when it hit, I was like, oh, like I had to like adjust my brain. Like I'm not reading like a little Lucy Score book here. That's no shade to Lucy Score. She just writes very different types of romances than this happens to be. It's definitely like not for everyone. Like I know that there's like a lot of icks in this book. I was even texting my best friend and I was like, if a man ever said this to me in real life, like out loud, looked me in the eyes and said these things to me, I would call the police and get a restraining order, block them immediately while talking to them, going to their Instagram, blocking them, going to their text, blocking the number immediately. Never want to hear from them ever again if they would say these things. I would laugh in their face. But in this book, okay guys, I finished Gothicana last night and I didn't film me like finishing it or anything because it was so late and I was in bed and whatever, but oh my god, that ended in such a different way than I expected it to end. I don't know what I thought, but it still, like, I don't know what I expected, but that wasn't it. Like, it ended in such a different way. I'm not upset about it. Like, the ending wasn't bad, it just wasn't what I expected. And there was so much. I think my last clip was me explaining that there's still so much to happen, and there was a lot that happened and like was discovered and stuff. But yeah, I like the ending, the actual ending, like the last few chapters of like kind of like the epilogue and that actual like ending, I enjoyed. Like I thought that was good. But there was a plot twist towards the end. Like, there was kind of like the mystery of the whole book. Like there's the kids who had been disappearing like every 5 years because there's like I think it was called the Black Ball. Somebody goes missing or they die or something horrible happens every time. So there was kind of like that mystery. And then when it was the Black Ball of this year, like in the book, there was like a plot twist about that I didn't realize or expect. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, maybe like it kind of makes sense. But at the time when I was reading it, I was not expecting that. Like that's not where my mind went at all. But I really did enjoy the book. First, like little unknown mixed feelings that I had, that was literally just because I wasn't used to the dark romance. Like my mindset was not there, even though I knew I was reading dark romance. Like, it's so stupid because I knew that I was reading a dark romance. But then when the dark romance started dark romancing, I was like, oh, whoa. And also, I just haven't read a romance in a while. So I think you just have to go into, I feel like it's common sense. Like if you're reading a dark romance, you have to go into it like thinking that you're reading a dark romance. Like it's not gonna be like an Ali Hazelwood, Lucy Score type of situation. Like it's a dark romance. This is literally just common knowledge. I just like, for some reason, I was just like not in the mindset. Yeah, so I gave the book 4.25 because I liked it a lot, but it just took me a while to like start liking it. Not even just because like I wasn't in the dark romance mindset, but just like other things too. Like I was just, when I was thinking about giving it 5 stars, I was like, that's not quite right, but 4 stars wasn't enough. I don't know why I didn't give it 4.5, but it's 4.25 now, and I don't know, but we're just gonna run with it. So I'm gonna read the author's other series because they have like I think it's called Darkverse series or something like that. It's like the Predator. I don't actually remember the other names. I hear it's really good. Like I've heard only good things about it and people are like obsessed with it, so I really want to read it now. But I mean, it did its job. Like it got me out of a reading slump, and that's the whole point of this video, like to get me out of a reading slump, and I am out of a reading slump right now. That book definitely did it for me. I'm so happy that I read it and I chose that one instead of like the other ones, because that was like exactly what I was in the mood for. But thank you for watching my video. Thank you for being there to help me get out of a reading slump, you know, moral support. And I hope I see you in my next video. Bye!